know what those sounds are. It might be the plumbing.
Way you guys kind of turned like a 3-point game to a 10-point game as fast as you do. It almost felt like watching the Olympic team a little bit. Have you ever been on a team like that in the NBA? You played against one that can, spurt ahead that quickly. And when you do it, do you sense the other team getting deflated at all?
I mean, I played against a lot of teams that've done that in the regular season. And the playoffs, teams have great nights in this league, and it's the NBA, so that can happen a lot. But when you the one making the run, you could definitely feel the other team looking for answers and being deflated as the game goes on. But I think you only could do that if you got great communication and you play defense, and that's easier said than done, especially this late in the season. So it was good. We put together a few minutes of really good basketball, but it can't be just a few minutes in Game 3. It has to be more consistent.
Marcus,
House of Barry News Group. Kevin, when you were against the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals last year, that's when kind of people saw you as a great defender. What was the turning point for you, and how have you been able to carry that over into this year?
Well, it started in 2011. It was 2010, we first made the playoffs, my first year in the playoffs. And, once you're going over scouting reports, defense is the only thing you really, concerned about, really, to start a series. So that's when I started to realize how important defense is. I know that's kind of late in my career, but it's really when I started to focus in on the importance of getting a stop and rebounding and taking care of the ball and, just the other parts of the game outside of just trying to score and trying to make plays on the offensive end. So, I learned that a long time ago, and I just try to get better each and every year, more comfortable and more experienced each and every year. I just try to, watch film and, learn tendencies of other players, and also add my little, nuances that I've learned over the years from other guys as well. So it's been in my my thought process for a while now.
back left.
Adam Kilgore with the Washington Post. Kevin, how kind of a follow up to that? How is your defensive role and responsibilities different here with Golden State as compared to earlier in your career?
I wouldn't say there's anything different. I still got to play defense, or I'll be exposed in the film room. So I just try to. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm not going to. I guess I'm not going to have a perfect game defensively, but my effort can be there every play. I can be engaged, and always can be better. So I just try to not get discouraged when I have bad defensive lapses, but just know that I got to snap out of it quicker than usual.
But are there kind of different things that you're asked to do here? Do you protect the rim anymore, that kind of stuff? Or
no, I mean it's when you go small a lot, you're forced to play underneath the basket more. So if we didn't play as small, maybe I'll just be on perimeter more guarding guys. But we playing smaller and we playing Draymond at the 5. We're playing Draymond at the 5 more, and it's forcing me to guard bigger guys, and I got to fight a little harder now than I did before.
Jefferson, he was saying as guys like him get older, they guard bigger guys. As you get older in the league, you use all your experience and you guard bigger guys.
Mm-hmm.
You've been doing that for a while, right? Has this been a natural progression in your career that you find yourself guarding LeBron so well over the years?
I think it's more of the evolution of the game, or where our game is right now, where everything's kind of on a perimeter. You got the floor stretched out a little bit more, and you don't have dominant centers like Shaq. So I shouldn't say the game's got smaller, but you just got 7-footers on a wing now. So, you know, the three ball's a little bit more important or has a bigger effect on the game. So I think it's more that. But I understand where he's coming from. I don't know. Maybe I'll get to where he's at as far as being older in the league, but I don't consider myself older yet.
I'm not saying you're old.
I'm not embracing it yet.
I'm not saying old. I said older.
Older, yeah. But no, I don't know. I think it's a mix of the two, you know. But definitely the game has moved out to the perimeter. So, you know, you got four men who are, you know, 6'7", 6'8", and stretching the floor out doing different things.
It's not what you signed up for. When you first came in, it was different circumstances.
Yeah, it was a little different, but I remember playing against Boston and guarded Rondo, Ray Allen, Paul, because I was always guarding him, and I was guarding KG on a few possessions, and I guarded Perkins. And then that's when I thought this game is kind of crazy. That was like the first time that happened. So being a defensive guy, you know, you match up against a lot of different players.
Do you expect LeBron to post up more since he hasn't been doing that in the first couple of games?
I think it's an option for them. You know, you got to prepare for anything, and you know he's done that throughout his career. So, you know, we'll see what type of adjustments they make, and the key for us is to be able to counter that as quickly and early as possible. You know, that'll benefit us most, and how we adjust to those things.
Well, last year, obviously, you lost 2 games. You won the first 2 games. You won the 2 first games this year. What are you guys going to do differently this year than last year? Can you draw from last year? What has to be your mindset?
Our mindset has to be able to. I think we're ready from the jump, but just be able to take that first initial punch. And like I said, anything they throw in the game, be ready to adjust to it. You know, the longer it takes, the more confidence they get, and saying they have a formula for us. So, you know, we just got to be mentally prepared to, you know, withstand, you know, the runs that they make at us or small adjustments they make, and be able to counter them.
How much do you enjoy what your career's turned into? You've really been able to establish your career on your own terms, whereas early on people wanted you to be something that they wanted you to be.
I've always been the type of person who's been comfortable with myself. You know, I never really, it never bothered me to be the odd man. So I never really tried to fit in. I kind of embraced that at an early age. Like I got made fun of for just making straight A's on the basketball team. Like I was the guy that made all academics. And my teammates had no clue until they heard the news. So like I was made fun of. So things like that, you kind of prepares you. You know, it's strange how that works. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't really predicted to be here until I got here. You know, like I didn't even know it. So, you know, you're just embracing how you were built and the way you were built, and sticking to who you truly are.
You keep it secret, your grades? It was just your thing? You weren't bragging about it?
Nah, man, my mom's was bigger than me until I was like 16. So I was afraid of her for a while. So it just habits at a young age, just don't mess up.
How much has Curry, Durant, and even LeBron, how much have they changed the game over the years you've been in the league?
Well, they've all changed the game. There's gifts and curses, but I think more gifts. But LeBron, I think is similar. Well, what you were talking about earlier is that he didn't change who he naturally was. You know, everybody wanted him to score the ball like MJ, but he was naturally just a gifted passer and a gifted facilitator and can create. And I think he's done an awesome job of embracing the scoring side, which isn't naturally him, but he's embraced it and he's maximized that. You know, it's amazing to see a guy who can pass the ball the way he does, still be able to score it. And then you saw the gold rush with Steph, where everyone was just gravitating to how he's playing, because that wasn't something that you could see on a day-to-day basis is shorter guys who could dominate the game the way he has the last couple of years, and you get kind of the normal guy more into the game because they can relate because it's a guy that looks like them from a physique standpoint. And with KD, you just see kind of the supernatural. It's just crazy. He's hard to explain. But now, like, that's kind of what every 6'10" guy wants to be like. It's like, oh, he's like KD. And there won't be. They're trying to be like that, but that's gifts.
Yeah, good luck.
Yes.
Well, what's your bigger opponent right now, the Cavaliers or complacency?
Cavaliers, they're still the defending champs. And until someone, beats them 4 times before they beat them 4 times, that, you can't count them out. And, they've been in a situation before, so they're going to continue to battle and fight. And, you definitely can't get complacent because that's the team you're playing against.
Andre, now that you're back here in Cleveland for a 3rd year in a row, can you just talk about this experience? Obviously, to nobody in the NBA, this has never happened before. But what's it been like through your eyes?
It's pretty simple. I keep things simple. Key for me is just to stay quiet, to not be in the news. Keep a simple routine and stay locked in on the game plan.
Like most of your teammates follow that same game plan?
I don't know. I think everybody's different. They approach the game with how they see will help them game the game. So I think there's a little bit of that in there with everybody, just making sure that the focus is the game of basketball and nothing else.
How's your body been feeling? How's this in-between days helping you out?
I've been fine. Our training staff's done a really good job. So, feel like, you still want to peak. Like, you want to get better every single game, and you want to peak, with the opportunity to try to win. So, getting closer.
How about for KD and David West, they haven't won the title yet? Do you see that they're in the locker room with a chip on their shoulder? Do they motivate you? Do they do anything extra?
Yeah, I think they bring that joy to the game. It's like something they haven't experienced, and they really want it. So they're really locked in. David West has been tremendous for us, and making sure that every small detail is being fully looked into, making sure that we don't miss anything. Everybody's locked in on the bench. Whether you're expected to play 2 minutes or 20, the scout report on every single guy. So they're pretty locked in.
When do you feel your teammates are most locked in? And what is there a specific place that you see that you feel like they're really focused?
Well, I think we've been focused throughout this playoffs. We've dealt with more adversity than what you guys may think, which has been good for us. So, we're still dealing with adversity because, what are we going to do if they make this adjustment, that adjustment? You're just staying locked in. You're trying to prepare for whatever. And I think for us, it's, taking it one day at a time and not looking ahead. And I think if we do that and have good tensions on the court and continue to play we played, then, we got a good shot.
What kind of boost personally did you get when Coach Kerr came out before Game 2 and actually stayed on the bench with you guys?
Well, nothing really changed because I feel like, he's been with us the last couple of weeks. He's been there in the half times, pre-games, practices. He's been locked in. So, similar to the players, if a guy goes down, someone has to be ready to go up next and fill the void. And he's got a good coaching staff that was able to do that. And, it's great to see him back. And, we try to keep it kind of like clockwork, with our culture and with our team. So he prepared them to be ready for that situation, and he's back now.
How much of that, I know obviously the result wasn't what you guys wanted, but how much of that game here on Christmas kind of get you guys on the right page in terms of Steph kind of maybe seeing the right way he wanted to play and kind of integrating him back into something?
I don't know. The Christmas game was, it was just a little weird for me. Just the traveling was a little off, and with so much hype around the game, you can mentally exhaust yourself, especially with regular season games, because you want to approach everything the same way. But you take something out of every game, wins and losses. But that was December, so I think both teams are different. Both teams improved a whole lot, and now we're here.